Stay tuned as we take a look at this Marvel Legends 2-pack from Thor Ragnarok with the Grandmaster and Korg. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today our Marvel Legends reviews continue with these MCU inspired 2-packs from the Marvel 80-year anniversary line. And today we have another Thor Ragnarok 2-pack, but this time we're getting two brand new characters we haven't had before, with Jeff Goldblum's rendition of the Grandmaster and of course Taika Waititi's version of Korg. Both very fun characters in Thor Ragnarok, and happy to be adding them to the shelf. So yeah, excited to open these up and see what they're like. So there they are at the front of the box. We get an accessory, a sort of mounting stick for the Grandmaster, and also like some sort of club for Korg. On the back, we're getting a different poster of the Thor Ragnarok film, and again, it's announced now that it seems that we're going to get a new Thor film, so that should be good. And Grandmaster and Korg write-ups, but again, we don't want to read them, do we? We want to open it up, so let's do that. And here we have Korg and the Grandmaster out of packaging, looking great as expected. Two brand new characters to add to your MCU shelf, and I do think they are very screen accurate. Again, another advantage of having the figures come out way over a year after the film gets released. It's like you've put your hand in the movie and pulled out these characters. They look great. The only thing that's missing from this pack is little Meek. If we had a Korg that Meek could carry around with him, that would have been perfect, but unfortunately not. The only accessories we get are the sticks they are holding. So we get the mounting stick over here for the Grandmaster, and then Korg gets his club. So yeah, they're the accessories. These are the figures. I think they scale really well together, but let's take a look at them individually and then we'll get into some comparisons. So here we have a close-up of the Grandmaster, and it is crazy to me that Jeff Goldblum is even in the MCU, and the fact that we now have a figure of Jeff Goldblum's character in the MCU is crazy. And I do think this is a pretty good face sculpt. Hasbro keep doing amazing jobs with that. Definitely looks like Jeff Goldblum from certain angles. So yeah, fair play. Hasbro looks really, really good. And of course, in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack, we're going to get Grandmaster again, but he's going to have a smiley face. And of course, we're going to get his counterpart, the Collector, as well, which is really good. So hopefully I'll have that in hand very soon for the channel. But I'm happy to have the Grandmaster in my collection so far. So the only accessory, as I've mentioned, is his mounting stick that we see in the film, which is just a thin plastic, all gold, and he holds in his hand nice and easy. He's wearing his robes from the film, and there is a clasp on the robes there that open up, and you could take his robe off if you wanted to, but it looks like they've got high trousers on. It looks like Simon Cowell, and it also have one sleeve because this sleeve is sculpted on, but of course that just plugs back into play. But one more look under there, there you go, little flash from the Grandmaster. So he's got blue fingernails, blue toenails. The attention to detail is really nice. He's got those gold sandals. He's got the same sort of trousers, I think, as other suited bodies, but these time they're grey. And I like the way that the cape sort of lies, where the robe sort of lies on the floor. I like all the wrinkly sculpted detail because it helps him stand. Like it's like a kickstand for him, so it's going to be hard to knock him over, which I appreciate because usually capes knock over figures. So if we're going to have a robe that helps him stand, then happy days. But yeah, other than that, the robe has actually sculpted detail in it. It's like swirls and stuff, which is really good. And then we get the gold sort of wrist sort of bracelet thing. We get the red lines. Yeah, details really, really good. Can't fault this guy. The articulation, we're only getting single jointed elbows on this robe hand, but we're getting the normal double jointed elbows on the other arm. Again, Grandmaster's not going to be fighting anyone, doing any crazy flexing on your shelf. He's going to be standing there pointing his stick. So as long as he can do that, I'm happy. And look, he can stand there and point his stick. So apart from the stick being a bit loose because it's so thin, he can stand and point and mount some people. So here we have a quick comparison of the Grandmaster with two people he befriends in Thor Ragnarok, including Loki. This figure of Loki's okay. It's not the best, but it works for the Thor Ragnarok display. And then, of course, we have Valkyrie. But I think the Grandmaster calls her like Scrapper 42 or something. Let me know in the comments below if I was right. That's off the top of the dome. But I do think it's Scrapper 40 something, but I could be wrong, but it's got to be scrapper, right? But yeah, Valkyrie, Loki, again, Grandmaster sort of stands about the same height as them, to be fair, so scales well. Now let's take a look at Korg, another great looking figure. Now obviously I'll do some comparisons, but in regards to size, he is sort of build-a-figure scale. He's like 7 3/4, just under 8 inches tall. He's a brand new sculpt, obviously. He's not sharing anything from anyone else, not that I can see. So this is a brand new sculpt. So articulation seems to be double jointed elbows, but because he's muscly and bony and rocky, you can only sort of get the elbows at 90. So they're double jointed, but you're only going to get that single joint on both sides. This one bends a little bit more. The shoulders are okay. Even though he's got this big armor pad up here, he can still get his shoulders to about 90. And again, remember this guy's made of rock, so you're not going to get the most base, not going to get the most craziest articulation, but he's got double jointed knees, which to be fair, pretty good, and a really good ankle pivot as well. So that's not bad. His legs do come out really far as well. So I do think you're going to be able to get this guy in some good fighting poses, considering he's meant to be a big rock monster, and because of his feet are sort of like squarish, it's going to be easier to get him to stand as well. So yeah, if this guy had Meek, it would have been perfect. The only accessory you get is this club, which he has in the film, I believe. It's just a big club. He is a warrior after all, and he's been battling. He says he does the warm-up fights. But yeah, he looks good. Articulation for the figure is good. It's like a diaphragm joint, but again, decent movement on it. Head's got a bit of articulation as well. Not a lot though, but again, it's a guy made of rock. What are you going to have him doing on your shelf? But yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's zoom in and show you those details. So there's the close-up of Korg's face. And again, I reckon it's a good representation of the character. Looks a little bit weird, but so did Korg in the film. So it sort of makes sense. And again, the rock details are sculpted all the way in. The textures on this are really nice. Like, even like those bony shoulders are pretty good. I like the brown straps for his outfit. That goes all the way down, and again the detail and the paint is just really, really good. Fair play, Hasbro. It's got like underneath there's no bone. It's like he's wearing trousers or shorts or something, but we still get all the rocks on his feet, so he's not wearing any shoes. Obviously he's got these feet, but these help him stand because they're so like sort of square. And again, there's really good ankle rocker on there as well, so you're still going to be able to get him in some good poses. He has like these sort of shin pads as well. But yeah, looks good. The armor looks good. Really good sculpt work. Again, Hasbro go all out when it comes to these MCU figures. Yeah, happy with that. I like all the red paint on there, sort of similar to Thor as well, which I'll compare him to in a second. But yeah, really happy with this Korg. The only thing it's missing is Meek. So here we have Korg Thor and Gladiator Hulk, all in their armor, ready for battle in the Grandmaster's arena. And yeah, they look really good. And as I mentioned, he's got like the sort of red paint on his sort of armor, the same way that Thor has red paint on him. And then obviously the Hulk has all the white paint on him. And I just like those sort of tribal-esque designs, sort of showed their warriors. Yeah, looking good. So now you can recreate some battle scenes in your arenas and have the Grandmaster spectate. So here's an obvious comparison to make. It is the Thing compared to Korg. And a lot of people use this Thing as a base body to make a custom of Korg, because we genuinely didn't think Hasbro were going to give us one. But I'm glad we did get one, because I don't think the Thing works for Korg. As you can see, it's a lot streamlined, it's a lot thinner. The bone, I keep saying bones, but I mean the rocks are a lot spikier, and the texture detail are completely different. And he's actually taller as well. And I do think this one works really well, and this body wouldn't have worked as well. So I'm glad they went with a new sculpt and they didn't use the Thing. But you can see the similarities. They're both big rock creatures, so you can understand why people did it. And it's an obvious comparison to make. But yeah, they're from different worlds. And this isn't every figure, of course. We had a couple of Thors, and obviously I've not put Hulk in there. But this is the majority of characters from Thor Ragnarok. Who knew we would get so many characters from that film that is beloved so much? So we got Scourge and Hela, Valkyrie, Grandmaster, Loki, Korg, and Thor himself. And again, we've got more than one Thor. We've got another, we've got the Hulk. So I can't even fit them all on the table, but yeah, they're all here. I've got all the figures, and they're looking good. So you can definitely make your own Thor Ragnarok display if you wanted to, but it's really good to have these characters represented in figure form. I just wish we get a reissue on Valkyrie, as she's not really utilizing the 3D printed technology. So I think the majority of these look great. We need a new Thor, let's be honest, but we'll probably get one with Endgame, hopefully, fingers crossed. But a new Valkyrie in a white suit from Endgame would have been great as well. So fingers crossed San Diego Comic-Con reveals some new stuff, because these new 2-pack ones are looking great. So there we have it. Final thoughts, another solid 2-pack from this Marvel 80 years anniversary line with brand new MCU figures to add to the collection. That's what makes me happy, getting brand new characters to add to the shelf, and these two look great. It would have been good to get Meek again, but I guess that's a minor thing. If you're going to get Meek or Korg, you're probably going to choose Korg. It would have been good to get some interchangeable hands for Korg, as he's a big fighting rock monster. It would have been good to get some interchangeable fists, and of course we're going to get that other interchangeable head with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but it would have been good to get another one packed in with this guy. But he's going to stand there, pose on the shelf with his melting stick, and he'll look fine. So you let me know what you think in the comments below of this Grandmaster and Korg 2-pack. Are you going to be trying to track this down? And if you want to see many more reviews of Marvel Legends and all these Marvel 80-year anniversary line 2-packs, go and check out the videos tab or the playlist. But most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. My name is Dan W, and of course, I shall see you on the next one.